Juneteenth. This is a holiday that I have a very complicated relationship with, but I'm going to share exactly how I spent it and why the grind, I don't even want to call it the grind, but my passion never stops. So I am actually heading back. Sorry, y'all. I'm actually heading back from a spectacular celebration in Charleston, South Carolina. And while like I said, I have a wildly complicated relationship with this holiday, I don't need a reason to celebrate us. Hey, Our Choice Hauling. What's up? What's up? Good to see you. I can't wait because I also have a gift waiting for me back in where I'm heading of a soursop fruit. So I'm excited to pick that up. But back to my complicated relationship with Juneteenth. Like I said, I don't need a reason, a federal holiday, a date on a calendar to celebrate us. I am always going to try to support our businesses. I am always going to try to support us in any way that I can. The celebration, which was called Joy, and it's Juneteenth on the yard, and without, with trying to still keep my foot my eyes on the road. Here's my little photo from the event. It's called Juneteenth on the Yard, and it takes place every year. I think this is the third annual year at the International African American Museum in Charleston. And let me warn you, if you decide to visit that museum, while gorgeous, while spectacular, while you can tell the time that was put in curating each of the exhibits, it's heavy. It's heavy. It is heavy. I will post some of the pictures that I took from the event, from the actual museum, on my community post a little later. Absolutely, Our Choice Hauling, support Black businesses all the time. I'm so upset. I waited too late to get something to eat that the line was so super long, and I was like, I'm not going to spend another hour on a line for food. But I refused to stop at some little fast food joint on Juneteenth. So I am hungry, but my hunger is going to wait until I get back home and could cook something, because I refuse to support anything other than our businesses on days like today. And days like today, like I said, complicated for me. I want to be sensitive to the people who really have a affinity to this holiday, but at the same time, I want to be as authentic as possible. I am not a fan of this holiday. From the time it was being talked about, being petitioned to happen, I knew something in the milk was just not clean. Something in the milk was spoiled. And if you are someone like me who investigates, right? I call myself Kimmy Drew, like Nancy Drew in the Hardy Boys mystery. I am, Inspector Kim Gadget. Call me all the things. I am going to investigate. But if you are someone who is connected in certain social platforms with people who may be from the South, who may support the person who's in the White House right now, the commentary about this holiday is disgusting. It is so disgusting that I can't help but believe that the timing of everything going on in the country right now this holiday was designed to create more divisiveness, however you pronunciate that word. But yeah, I actually have, hey Juanita, good to see you. I actually have a challenge with this holiday. I don't understand. I mean, let's just say this. I could think of probably 10 other culturally relevant holidays that I would have voted on before this one. Hell, I could think of probably 20, maybe even 30, because that's just how much I don't know that this holiday in these times, number one, I don't know how much longer it's going to be around, quite honestly. The way things are being dismantled, there's no way you're going to dismantle diversity, equity, and inclusion. There's no way you're going to, from a government perspective, remove certain words from, oh, this sun feels so good. Oh my gosh. There's no way you're going to remove certain words from the federal vernacular, from the federal dictionary, from the federal lexicon, but still continue to have a holiday like this one in the way that we want it to appear, in the way that we want it to live. I think the holiday can exist, but in a whole different type of way. So Black History Month is being eliminated across the country. But yet, and however you think Juneteenth is going, oops, sorry y'all. Y'all saw my leggy legs. Hopefully y'all saw my Black History t-shirt I had on. I'm gonna share a fit check a little later. Sorry. Of course my security camera is going off like crazy. But yeah, so this, I didn't even introduce myself. What's up, y'all? If you are new on this channel, I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems. And on this channel, we talk wellness, travel, and money from a cultural perspective, from a Black woman's point of view. If you like those type of topics, if you are interested in that type of commentary, I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I don't know a whole lot, but what I do know, I share with my peoples. So if that interests you, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, follow, share this video, turn on notifications, you know, do all the things. Uh-oh, did I do the right way? I might have turned the wrong way. Lord Jesus, is this the right way? I hope this is the right way. Oh no. Oh yeah. I'll know in a minute. But anyway, Juneteenth is, I think, was designed with ill intent. But we shall see. If I'm wrong, I will come back and say that I'm wrong. You think I'm right, Juanita? I appreciate your vote of confidence. Like, I know for some people, this is a very proud holiday. And you know what? If things were not the way they were or are in this country right now, I won't say that I would think it was a proud holiday, but I would pay less attention to it. I would not feel the need to speak my truth about what I think this holiday was designed for. I've had conversations with, you know, a few people. Actually, oh my gosh, I can't wait to share my recap from the museum. It was so spectacular. Got to have a conversation with the president, beautiful woman who was so gracious and so kind to do an impromptu interview with me for my Black travel and culture business. Again, like I said, my passion never stops. Yes, I am on, I guess you could say, vacation, but I'm still a content creator. It's still one of my primary sources of income. And so today, spending today at the International African American Museum in Charleston, South Carolina, was absolutely worth it. And there will be lots of follow-up and content to come. And although, like I said, I have my challenges and issues with this holiday. I don't need a reason to celebrate us. And so that's why I'm coming on today, because I still want us to every day realize just how powerful and dynamic we are. Even though the museum, like I said, was super heavy, super heavy, like to the point where if I didn't know people there, and if I didn't have like positive energy around me, I'd be angry right now. There are certain exhibits that will, a multitude of exhibits. And if you've been to the museum, the Smithsonian in Washington, it's similar, but what makes this even more, like to the gut, is that it's at the pier. It's at the wharf where those ships used to come in with our ancestors, with our people. You feel most holidays, if not all, are designed and created for commercial purposes. Yeah, and I do believe that, but this one I think is beyond commercial, because there's not a lot, like this is not going to be a big money maker for this country. Like these white people are not going around buying Juneteenth, merch, or buying Juneteenth cards or cakes or, whatever. Now, today was a day off for them, so I don't know how that aligns with, their feelings. But we'll get back into the social commentary that I've been reading on these social media platforms while I'm in South Carolina in a second, which are completely disgusting and just show exactly how they really want things to be. But now they're not afraid to say it out loud. So if I didn't have positive energy around me at this museum, I would have wanted to, how can I say this? Yeah, I would have wanted to hit somebody, child. I would have wanted to be physical, and not in a positive way. And so now we're on the 2-lane highway, the one way in, one way out highway. But yeah, so back to what I was saying. I'm good now. I just had to make sure I was on the right street, right road to get me back where I need to go. But yeah, I would have wanted to hurt. And just to give you, until I could post the pictures, like they have a whole section dedicated to our fallen kings and queens, from Ahmaud Arbery in this beautiful regal outfit with the beautiful smile that he had. But guess what? He ain't here. Breonna Taylor, and the list goes on and on. There's so many images of just our fallen good people that should still be here and had little to no repercussions. Now, Ahmaud Arbery, his peoples, yeah, they had repercussions, but still, that doesn't bring him back. And so that exhibit alone, I was like, good Lord, please don't let me hear nothing stupid. Don't let me see nobody. Don't let me hear nobody say nothing. Like, I just was like praying, like, please, God, because I could see how people could go off the edge, so to speak, after experiencing something like that. There's also an exhibit called South Carolina Gold. Right? Sounds nice. South Carolina Gold, right? But no, that whole exhibit is how we were used for the production of everything from cotton to indigo to rice, the grains, list goes on. I'm going to do a full recap later. And it just has like just everything from maps to the actual utensils, heavy utensils that our ancestors were made to use in the 300 degree. Oh, and it was hot today. It was, I think, 90 or 89, but it felt like it was 99 by that water. The humidity was crazy. And I just started thinking, like, there was a time where we didn't have options. We didn't have options as to if we were going to be out there doing this hard labor. And it also brings me to the point, you know what? Carmelo Anthony gonna be out there doing hard labor for the next at least 17 and a half years. If something doesn't happen or something doesn't turn that situation around. That's what they want again from us, free labor. And so when I say, child, if y'all got young kids, I don't care. Okay, we're going to have another conversation about that later. Today's Juneteenth, and that's what I came to talk about. But this museum will have you thinking all types of things, and also having you make sure you plan your escape, make sure you plan safety, because it re-educates us on how things were, and with a full bird's eye view of what they wanted to become again. And so my complicated, relationship with this holiday is I don't really know how celebratory we can be right now. When the last slaves found out they were free, with all that we're going through right now, I don't know how we celebrate. And what makes me, and I was listening to D.L. Hughley, and it's a thought that I think all the time. It's like, this is a holiday. If it was to be a holiday, there should be a distinction. Yeah, everybody can't have today off. If your forefathers owned my forefathers, your ass got to go to work. Matter of fact, you got to do a double shift. What about that? With no double time pay. That's how I see this holiday. If I was to be like, okay, this is a holiday right here, I'm happy about this holiday, I would need to see some consequences and repercussions from what they did and what they're trying to do. It was definitely a diverse crowd in the museum. Today, the museum was actually complimentary. I'm actually going back as a invited guest and going to get like a full tour from, I'm not sure who it's going to be yet, but it's somebody who's going to be able to break down everything. I'll be able to get official photography and videos and stuff like that. And this is going to be hosted on my, the Black Travel and Culture media channels. And I'll give an heads up here before that happens, but I highly doubt that many of the, listen, I'll give credit where credit is due. I don't know if these people were just on vacation and they were like, oh, what is this building? Let me go. It's free. I don't know, why some of the white people was in there with their children. I'm sure some were there for good, right? And then some were there just because. And the affinity, like, we are culture. Nothing moves without us, right? That's what it is. So we bring the sauce, we bring the flavor. But I really don't know. And let me I want to also say this. I'm pausing a lot because I know some good white people, child. I've had many white people help me financially, not, lending, but, teaching me about finances, teaching me about business, wanting to see me win. So this is not inclusive of all white people. I'm not one of those people that I hate all white people. But I do believe when you think of people like the man who's head of Project 2025, who got his master's or doctorate, I can't remember offhand, in or wrote his thesis at least, in the history of Black Americans from slavery up until now, in order to be able to counter. I'm telling you, that's why I want us to, the art of war, studying things like that, you will understand how they're able to move the way they are, because they know. That's the one thought I did have when I was walking, well, not the one, but one of the thoughts I had when I was walking through the museum was, damn, that man know more history about us than most of us know about us. He probably knows, if he was to get quizzed on everything that the International African American Museum in Charleston, South Carolina has, if all of that information, if somebody was to give him, me, you, and 25 other educated, I'm not going to say just anybody, but educated, degree having African Americans, Black Americans, if we were all to be quizzed, have an impromptu quiz about our history, he would probably get an A+++. Happy Juneteenth. Good to see you, LJ. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Again, happy Juneteenth. I don't really associate with, but listen, it is what it is. It's a catchphrase, and I'll play. I'll play. But I definitely want us, let me get back to the education part. I was walking around, I was like, this man, all of this history from Reconstruction, Civil War, all of that, he understands our role, what made us tick, what we were dependent on, the ones that were no longer dependent, how did they no longer become dependent? Did they, was there a recidivism rate where they became dependent again and came back to the plantations and the Jim Crow? He knows all of that stuff. He knows it front to back, left to right. And I do believe one of the only ways that we are going to counter whatever else they got coming is to re-educate ourselves. And I'm making a commitment. I have for a while, tried to start, like I just bought this other book. Oh, it's Keon is his name. Something about racism. And I just started reading it like a couple days ago again. But I'm trying to re-energize myself in understanding, what makes us tick. Carter G. Woodson, The Miseducation of the Negro, is another book that I used to read, if not every year, every other year. I need to pick it back up because I don't think I've read it in probably 3 years. I've read passages, I keep quotes, but as far as reading it cover to cover and reading it to understand it, I was talking to my family this past couple days ago, and I just got hooked on Homeland, the show Homeland. I'm not a big like series watcher. I'll watch a movie, but me investing my time into a series, I need to know you at least have to do, oh, hey, lady, welcome, lady, as I can't see the sun, Azama, I hope I said that right. Welcome. Please subscribe, become part of the Gym Nation family. That's all you have to do. Just hit the subscribe button, then your family. But saying all that to say, I'm not big on series unless there's like at least 4 years that I could catch up on. I don't like investing into one season. I did it with Paradise because I love Sterling K. Brown. But all other series, I need you to at least minimum 3 years down the belt before I invest in you. Well, Homeland has 8 seasons down, packaged and on, I believe it's Netflix. Yes, Netflix. So I'm up to the last 2 episodes of season 3. I have been binging. If you haven't watched it, even if you have watched it, rewatch it. When I tell you, if that wasn't predicted, like all of the predictions, and well, not all, but some of the predictions, the Iran, U.S. secretive involvement, when you hear now that we're paying them $300 billion. $300 billion. Homeland is a formula. I won't say it's the blueprint, because of course it's art. It's not 100% real. But Homeland has me in a chokehold. When I get home tonight, this is how I'm going to spend the rest of my Juneteenth weekend. Probably I'll watch 7 episodes the rest of today. Let me see. Hopefully I can read what you're saying. I'm trying to. I'm so glad you mentioned not feeling celebratory this year for Juneteenth, but I have always felt that it's not a celebratory day. I feel sad. Yeah, I've never. Yeah, I've never celebrated this holiday. Actually, if I would have voted, like if they would have asked my vote, I had to vote yay or nay, and my life depended on it, that I was hooked up to a, what you call it, a polygraph, I would have had to say nay. You know, in front of everybody. Like, I would have had to say nay. Like, I do represent. I got my Unity band on. I got my Black History shirt on, calling out, you know, some of our greatest, Angela, Maya, Malcolm. But as far as me thinking it should be a holiday, a federal holiday, where everyone just gets to, you know, the day off, regardless of what role you played in that, or when I say you, I mean your people played in hiding that information. It makes no sense. It's illogical to me. No one that I've told this story to, how much I'm not a fan of this holiday, has been able to sway me. And I'm big on somebody swaying me. I can be swayed, but I have yet to be swayed. It's illogical to me. And I really, I agree. I would rather admit Malcolm X. Yeah, they would have never done that because he's Muslim child. But I agree. I 100% agree. 100% agree. There's, like I said, there's about 30 other cultural relevant reasons we could have had a federal holiday that would have been more inclusive. Like, you see what they're trying to do with Martin Luther King. They were trying to release files right before his holiday. Like, they playing chess. We ain't even playing checkers. And I say this all the time. We playing hopscotch. We playing pickup sticks. We not even on the mental. And when I say they, I'm talking about the organizers, the architects of this BS that's happening. Yeah, they're playing master chess, and we're falling in line and falling for the okie doke. I did want to also talk about, this was going to be another video, but I don't even want to make it another video. Like, my disappointment in us, like in the past couple of months, you had everyone from the recent Jay-Z interaction with Target, right? Jay-Z, he you know, like he did with the NFL, right? When they see our power come together, they gotta find a Steven. They gotta find a Steven to whip us back in shape. And as much as I didn't want to believe it, because I am a Jay-Z music fan, right? I was gonna go to his concert. I ain't going now, but the fact that he is being compensated to get us back into the doors of, and agree, let me say this, I don't believe Target should be the only business that we should have stop going to. By far. Oh, I have my Juneteenth band on from the International Museum. Yeah, I don't think Target should have been the only, but you know what, they wanted to be all vocal about it, so Que sera, sera. Like, whatever will be, will be. You wanted to, you know, be vocal, stand 10 toes down, and that's what you got. Now you're going to get the same person, because I still don't watch the NFL. I don't care what music. I will watch the concerts on somebody else's platform who has really posted it, but I'm not watching the NFL. I'm still with Cap, number 7, all the way. But no, they got, you know, Jigga Man to come and, you know, whip us back into shape. He's one person I'm disappointed in. My former buddy, and I say that loosely, Kevin Hart, with, you know, the roast and the disgusting violence. Now, I didn't watch the roast. I only saw some clips on social media. I refuse to support it, and I would never support it. The way you let these degenerates come in and talk about our culture, our community, and people who were literally unalived in broad daylight. And you find jokes in that, you find jest in that, and it's disgusting to me that he did not come out and say anything. There were 2 other people, of course, Nick Cannon with his, you know, and I think they got him by the, you know, cojones because his whole livelihood is based on media, and we know who runs the media, and he came out and talked against them. So I believe that he's, you know, being told what to do. Eric Adams, oh my gosh, even though I thought he was the buffoon clown before, but now I'm like, you know, what does it take to sell our souls? Like, what is that price tag? What does that look like? Like, I am so confused. And the way the sun is shining, I can't read the comments right now, but as soon as I get past this stretch, I will. Okay. Ooh, child. That's a long one. Let me fully get out of the sunset view. But yeah, so there's other people. Who else was I? There was somebody else that I was like, oh my God. Well, Stephen A. Smith, we know. Do you know? So I don't watch First Take, but I am a huge basketball fan. Go New York, go New York, go. Shout out to the world champions, New York Knicks, bing bong. Listen, I am on cloud 9. Like, I am just so happy. I'm sad I wasn't in New York for the parade. I definitely had the fear of missing out. But I did watch First Take the day after. Well, we won on a Saturday, so First Take came on a Monday, and my family watches it. So I said, okay, let me watch, because I know Stephen A. is a Knicks fan. So all was going well until the end of First Take, when they decided, him and the other, I'll call him a one-hit wonder basketball player, and I believe the only reason he's there is because he's definitely not kinfolk, right? He's skinfolk, but he ain't kinfolk. When they both started praising the MMA, UFC, oh Lord Jesus, there is a daggone geese. Oh, looked like somebody ran over a family member. Oh my gosh. Oh, he was, oh, bless, rest in peace. Yeah, so Stephen A. and this clown were at the end of the show talking about the MMA event and how spectacular it was, and the not kinfolk but the skinfolk guy started saying how it was better than the NBA finals. Now, he's a basketball player, former professional basketball player, talking about how that situation on the White House lawn was better than the NBA finals. Not once mentioning the disgusting remarks that was made by, I don't even know the man's name, by, the gorgeous, beautiful woman, Michelle Obama. And the sad thing is, they don't do any research. Michelle Obama is from the town that I'm driving through right now, Georgetown, South Carolina. Her father, excuse me. Quiet as it's kept, I'm supposed to be a distant relative. I don't know how. I ain't even gonna, really brag about that too much, because, we all related some way, somehow. But I will say that you don't have to do much homework to know that Michelle Obama is a woman. But still, our men, and when I say our men, I just mean by association and, by race, are bought and paid for so easily. And I promise you one thing, if anyone ever said anything about that, like that, about, the other class of people that have so much power, they would have lost their jobs. They would have been on suspension for a month. They would have had financial implications. But no, I'm disappointed. That's where I was going with it. I'm disappointed in our men. I'm experiencing too many Stevens, and I really mean Steven from Django Unchained. I ain't talking Stephen A. Smith. And where are the Malcolms? Where are the Huey P's? Where are the Sonny? Like, there's just so many great men, and this museum, this is how it's all going to tie back in, walking through the exhibits at the exhibitions at the museum, the International African American Museum in Charleston, South Carolina, reminded me just how amazing some of our activists, we had so many fearless activists during the civil rights era. Now that we have more of us making millions, billions, it seems like we just have more people scared to lose their millions and billions versus willing to fight for us, willing to take a knee. And the people that are called out are some of the ones that they have riches. Jay-Z, so they say, air quotes, billionaire. Kevin Hart, multi-millionaire. Kanye was, quote unquote, a billionaire. Who did I say? Nick Cannon, multi-millionaire. These are people that, with the right organization, they can truly have an impact on how we fare moving forward. But nope, it appears, allegedly, it appears that they're with the ops. They don't care what happens to us. And, I don't know. We'll see what happens, y'all. We'll see what the future holds. But yeah, I just wanted to come on Juneteenth and acknowledge that this is a day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. Right? And we shall always support Black businesses, and we shall always support each other. We shall always not be afraid to be on the right side of history. And we don't need this day, because many of us, that's the other thing, how many of us are really doing anything to educate ourselves? Like, I don't know. I don't want to just totally poo-poo on this day, but I do want to just, tell my truth and say that this is not a day that I'm super excited that there's a holiday, because there's what's the strategy behind it? Like, what is the national initiative for Juneteenth? I do want to also say, oh my gosh, in addition to the ticker tape parade, I have been on a joyous high like I haven't been, just from a euphoria standpoint, in a very long time. Now, I'm not saying that I haven't been happy, because I have, But between the New York Knicks and that energy and the ticker tape parade and watching all the videos and the live streams and this and that, and then yesterday, the presidential center in Chicago, the Obama Presidential Center in Chicago, which was, oh my gosh, another amazing, eloquent, just best in class, top tier event that just brought so much joy to my heart. I know the museum opens today officially, so hopefully a lot of people in Chicago, I know it's like I would not want to be there today, quite honestly, because I just know I like to spend time. I like to pray to the ancestors. I like to feel the energy, especially, you know, when there's voices and I don't know. I just like to experience museums like that when they're less crowded, but hopefully a lot of people were able to get there today, get in and learn some things. But those two events, the New York Knicks, and then today as well, just my experience today, it was fun. It was absolutely fun. I could show you, I can't because I don't want to. Child, this is a one-way. If you can see the cars passing right behind me. Like, this is one lane here, and a lot of trucks. So I'm not going to pull out. And the sun is coming in crazy. But it was a great day, and I am on a euphoric high, even through the angst and the anger that I felt at the museum, going through some of those exhibits, and knowing that that's what the only thing we're good for. But other than that, I'm on a euphoric high, and I want to, you know, keep this high going. And let me see what this comment says. I'm sorry, lady. I hear you, but to give our collective grace, we only really had a solid 48 years uninterrupted upward mobility. It has not been uninterrupted, child, but I feel what you're saying. It has been disproportionate. It has been some upward mobility, but it has not been uninterrupted. So I think we're doing well, all things considered. We will continue to rise. Oh yeah, we will continue to rise if we pay attention to what's happening and stop being distracted. There's so many distractions out here, and I just want us to, you know, Kendrick tried to tell us, well, he had more meaning to it, but it had a different meaning as well. But turn the TV off. Like, if you think that what you're hearing, which word for word sounds identical, if you listen to the news, so I had to listen to the news because there were storms this morning, and I didn't know if I was going to end up going to the museum because, like I said, there were storms and there were thunderstorms, and this one way in, one way out highway gets really bad torrential downpours. So I waited for that to pass. So I'm watching, you know, the weather to make sure I can leave, and then I'm on my phone, and everyone is saying the same exact thing, almost verbatim, about what happened at the Strait of Hormuz and who was responsible for it. But they're not talking about the $300 billion. They are not talking about anything that could make certain people look like the rabbit had the gun, right? They're not doing that. And I just honestly want us to just be more cognizant and less willing to accept the news as is, because, and I'll say this and then I'll jump off. As someone who, my major, communication, studied journalism, you know, journalism is propaganda. The reason why newspapers, radios, and now television news exists, it was created basically as a marketing tool, a marketing ploy to divert attention away from certain things and actually instill lies, right? So when I say I know a thing or two about a thing or two, these are the types of things I'm talking about. No way do I know everything, nor do I purport to. I don't want to know everything. My bandwidth in my brain could not handle it even if I tried. But the things I know, I try to share, because I may have went to school for journalism while somebody else went to school for medicine. If we all get together and share what we know as a community, as a community that wants to see us win, we will be much better for it. So if I can bring on doctors who specialize in the distinctions between our health, African American health, in juxtaposition to Caucasoid health, that is what's going to make us great, right? That is what's going to make us sustain, survive, and then thrive. Without that, we're doomed. And I hate to say it like that, but we're doomed. So if you're here, you haven't hit the like button, please do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this with a friend, turn on notification. I am going to announce the new channel. I was going to do it on Juneteenth, but I said, you know what? It's not my favorite holiday. So I'll announce the new channel tomorrow, which is exclusively about making sure financially we're good, which is how I started on this platform and how I'm going to continue. So I will have two channels. I will have this channel, and I will have the other channel, which will be exclusively sharing tips and strategies. You know, if we would stop getting mad at what's going on, things that we can't control, and follow the blueprint, if I show you how much you could have made if you would have been part of the Reign Society and learned how the oligarchs play, and if you followed their lead, child. Again, there's certain things we're not paying attention to. We're going to continue to not thrive if we don't pay attention to the right things and ways that we can build community and make our community better. So with that being said, I thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of my Gym Nation members. And for the sake of it being, a holiday, I'll say it. Happy Juneteenth. But, let's keep it real. Let's just stay connected, and let's stay in community, and let's make sure that we are building, and that we are in position to thrive. And I thank you for tuning in. Until the next time, which will probably be tomorrow, I will see you later. Bye.